Hello, dear friends. My name is Minora Mirsultanova, international relations student. Today, we're gonna talk about failed policy analyzing inter-American anti-corruption program from the book Foreign Policy in the Constructed World. In 1996 was signed Inter-American Convention Against Corruption. Despite early optimism and international pressure, the implementation of inter-American anti-corruption programs such as OAS, Convention Against Corruption, was hindered by several factors: dwindling regional interest, insufficient ratification, and the lack of comprehensive domestic laws. This reflects a failure to uphold the initial commitment to combat corruption systematically and effectively, and this chapter combines theories of corruption into a comprehensive framework. It explores how political cultures influence perceptions and behaviors related to corruption. In this chapter, we also will talk about agencies and structural theories, as well as rational choice theory and material resource factors. The chapter demonstrates how constructivism can reconcile different theoretical approaches and provides insights into the failure of anti-corruption programs in America through a case study. Onov's theory of constructivism groups social rules within organizations like corruption into three categories: instruction, directive, and commitment. Instruction rules outline principles, directive rules provide details, and commitment rules assign roles. The balance of these rules determines governance methods like hegemony, hierarchy, or heteromony influenced by the ruler's dominance. Hegemony, inspired by Gramsci, involves manipulating principles for control. Hierarchy, derived from Weber, manifests as bureaucracy. Heteromony, influenced by Kant, restricts autonomy through commitment rules. This approach emphasizes how these rules shape governance and behavior, which is essential for understanding phenomena such as corruption. Since ancient times, the idea of preventing corruption has been shaped by rulers and instructions, emphasizing the duty of public officials to serve the common good above their personal interest. This principle, rooted in Greek and Roman republicanism, was further elaborated by thinkers such as Machiavelli and Rousseau, who highlighted the importance of officials transcending their private interests in governance. In the Western concept of good governance, separating public duties from personal interests is fundamental instruction rule intended to prevent corruption. Variation in cultural influences leads to diverse directives and commitments to anti-corruption standards. Corruption judgments may vary due to cultural contexts, known as cultural relativity, political culture, more societal rules and morals, further affecting corruption behavior. And experts like Elmad and Verba have studied the relationship between political culture, governance, and corruption. Recognizing these cultural distinctions is essential for tackling corruption's cultural relativity and fully understanding this intricate phenomenon. In societies with dominant governance, collectivist cultures emphasize group loyalty and preserving traditional social cultures. Politics primarily involves a small, self-perpetuating ruling class, and legal accountability is limited. In contrast, individualistic cultures found in hierarchically structured societies prioritize personal interests and view politics as means of personal advancement. Political interactions are marked by individual obligations within personal connections, and the rule of law is legalistic but not rigorously enforced. In societies governed by heteromony, egalitarian cultures thrive, emphasizing the welfare of the community and encouraging extensive participation in political affairs. Political debates center around societal issues underpinned by a robust legal framework. The pursuit of personal gain is subordinated to the public interest, leading to a harmonious balance between individual liberty and collective well-being. The various dimensions of corrupt behavior by analyzing political culture through hydronymus contrasting schema of white, gray, and black corruption. The report draws attention to the different patterns of corruption seen in collectivist, individualistic, and egalitarian societies, emphasizing the influence of prevailing societal norms and perspectives. Furthermore, we're going to talk about integrates enterprise theory to classify corrupt behavior into three categories. First is spirits, perians, and paragons based on rational choice considerations. This underscores the role of cultural norms in determining the prevalence of corruption and societal responses, citing Transparency International's corruption rating. In the Americans, as illustration, the text concludes by highlighting the need for a comprehensive theory that encompasses both agency and structure when examining corruption. Inter-American anti-corruption policy focuses on the factors contributing to corruption and the obstacles it encounters. It analyzes the interests of governing elites and how their quest for power, security, and the wealth can fuel corruption. The analysis of this book delves into the political tactics employed to secure electoral victories, including the use of patronage systems to consolidate power. It also draws upon Jed's game theory models to explain how politicians prioritize their political survival, often at the expense of combating corruption. Furthermore, the discussion explores the structural opportunities for corruption, emphasizing the significance of elite accountability and the availability of material resources as a crucial consideration. The text explores the concept of accountability among influential individuals or organizations, particularly in the context of fighting corruption. It centers around two main dimensions: answerability and enforcement. The text emphasizes the obstacles to accessing information and the limitations on media freedom in the Americas, which hinder citizens' access to information and make it challenging to hold public officials responsible for their actions. And furthermore, moreover, the effectiveness of enforcement mechanisms that states use to impose consequences on corrupt officials, highlighting inefficiency and lack of transparency in administrative and judicial systems. Different material resources systems influence corrupt behaviors. Firstly, patrimonial system give excessive control over resources to the ruling elite. Secondly, statist systems in individualistic societies have less government control but also substantial elite rent-seeking potential. Lastly, market systems in egalitarian societies prioritize free markets and minimizing government involvement, leading to the fewest corruption opportunities. To achieve meaningful progress, such efforts must encompass a comprehensive approach addressing multiple structural problems simultaneously. This includes modernizing social regulations, increasing enforcement and accountability at the elite level, promoting press and information freedom, enhancing electoral and criminal justice systems, transitioning to open market economies, and fostering a strong civil society. This chapter applies ONUF's constructivist analytic framework to foreign policy issues, integrating theories of political, economic, and cultural behaviors. All the information was taken from the book Foreign Policy in a Constructed World. Thank you for your attention.